Hello, today I want to talk about sowing the seeds. We're gonna sow now second lot of seeds, so we have for the second production that will last us up to Christmas, because we got the plants already set as you see there, and I showed the videos before. They are big now, but we need some more plants to start planting them in May. So they will be up to Christmas, they will produce up to Christmas. Today I have my help. It's my partner. He's been a farmer all his life. Since little he's growing plants, veggies and everything. Since he's, shall I say, 3 years old. Was as a game, but then become a business to him and a work job for life. So here I introduce Christopher. Chris, he is going to show us a few tips and tell us a little bit more about planting and plants in general.
We have got many plants which are growing today. We're sowing the seed. When we sow into certain things, they don't go into a seed tray, they go into a 40 cell tray, which is what we will start some things today. Rub the compost up so that it's no lumps, so that it's all nice and fluffy, and then load up the tray, fill in each cell. This will take all the lumps out, so when the roots go there, they're able to penetrate all the compost. It then wets up very evenly. We get that all finished, and just wipe off the excess compost from the top of the tray. Then we will put the tray in here into this big tray here. Then that's ready for sowing. We'll then transfer that over to the sowing bench. You say go. Okay. So here we have now the seed trays already prepared. You have your seeds, and in this case it's gherkin cucumbers, the first one that we will start sowing. Very simple with the 40 cells in the tray. Put one seed on top of the compost over each cell. There's a little one there, probably not counted. So when we have done all our seeds and put them over each one, sometimes you'll drop two. You just pick one up and move it to another station. We do just one seed in one tray, one hole, so there's 40 in the tray. So when the plants grow, we do not transplant cucumbers. They do not like their roots being disturbed or their roots being affected. So we would have each plant growing, each individual plant, and they would go straight into the final place when they become about 7 to 10 centimeters. So we've done one tray. I'll do the rest in a moment, and I'll just sow them up and then I'll come back to you. Right, here we are. Done what I need to do with the cucumbers with putting the seeds out. Now we're just making a small indentation with the seeds, pushing them 2 times the width of the seed below the surface. When we've push them all under with a little indentation. They'll then be covered with the compost. This will help them to, when they germinate, to take the seed pod away from the leaves. It's very important for the seed pod to come away from the leaves to help the plant to grow and to transform. So there they are now, all sorted and done. We get some compost and put it into a sieve, and then we just come straight over the top like that. And finish. So then they are all covered then, with the right amount of compost over the seed. Not too much, not too little, not too much, so that they all then grow. When we've finished, get your watering can, give them a quick water. In this case it's warm water, not cold, stone cold water. That doesn't help the seeds at all to grow. There we are. Then they go back, they go into the warm propagation unit that we have, which is the seeds, being cucumbers, are germinated somewhere between 20-22 centigrade, and within about 3 days they should be up. I'll do the melons with the cucumbers as well. The melons are done exactly the same as the cucumbers, and then when they start to come through in the 40 cells, we'll show you then what the next stage. Okay, so this is all about sowing seeds. Again, another approach. They're back into 40 cells. This time we're sowing naked lettuce seed. You can buy pelleted seed, but if you look, quite small. This time, instead of broadcasting the seeds out onto the seed tray, we're going to put the seeds in each individual cell. You can buy pelleted seed with some varieties. That's very good for doing just one seed in a cell. I'll show you that later. But some varieties of lettuce don't come with that. They only come with individual. So just put about 10-15 seeds in your palm of your hand. Then between the finger and the thumb, slightly roll the finger, and you'll feel just one or maybe two seeds will fall out. If you're a little unlucky, you might get 3. Then you just pick one of them out. If you have some doubles, as we call them, then that's okay. You can then pick a seed out later on when you get them finished. But the aim is that you'll have at least one in the hole on the seed tray. Again, when we cover them, lettuce seed is very small, so you won't cover them very deep at all. I've made a little hole so that we can a little indentation. It's unlucky there, I had 4 drop out on that one. And so rolling the finger and the thumb in opposite directions, you just then drop the seed 1 or 2 in the indentation, and there's a little bumblebee coming by. Another thing to show you later on in the series about the pollination, I tend to do one finger with the plant, with the seeds, and then just go back and correct any mistakes that I've done. So we've got the seed all sown in the trays, 1 and 2 seeds in every hole. Then we just lightly cover them over. That's that, not too much. Then we give them a water. They go into the propagation. This time the temperature for the lettuce is 15 degrees, not higher. If it's higher, you won't have a very good germination. So we're aiming for 15-16 degrees. That's the best temperature for lettuce. Okay, so here is a different technique for sowing seeds. I showed you about sowing cucumbers and melons. That's all in the same way, as in 40 cell. Each have their own individual plant so that the roots are not disturbed or not affected. This time there's a different approach where you sow the seed, but we don't cover it. And we don't cover it because, as I said to you, you make the seed twice the depth, cover it with twice the depth the width of the seed is. And some small seeds like lobelia, like celery, they do not want covering. They need to be surface sown. And so how you do that? Well, prepare your seed trays with compost, then a quick water over the compost just to wet it sufficiently so the seeds have enough moisture in which to grow. And again, this needs to be at room temperature, around about 18 to 20 degrees. Never use cold, stone cold water in the winter. So we have our celery seed. We open the packet up. The seeds are very fine, and so if I can just show you in there how fine they really are. And so you make the packet into a funnel, make the end so that it's got a nice long tube, and then the seeds come out one at a time as opposed to coming out in batches and in blobs. So start to sow. You sow by having the tray in 2 halves. You first go up the right side of the tray, get to the end, come over, and then come back down the left hand side of the tray. So I'll sow the first 2 or 3 and show you, and then we'll hopefully get a close up. And again, you're not sowing them too thick, because sometimes if you sow them too thick, when they start to grow, they're all competing for light. They're not got full roots. And you can see the seed falling onto the compost. Come closer, and then you can see the compost. Look. There we are. That's it. We finish with the seed. Fold the packet back up and put it in the packet there. Safe keeping so they don't fall over the floor. Then we take the trays, we take them and we cover them. In this case, we cover them with glass. That keeps the moisture in, it keeps the temperature in. Celery one's germinating between 18 and 20 degrees, a little bit less than the cucumbers. Cucumbers can go a little bit higher, up to 20-25 degrees maximum, but celery has to have a target of 19 degrees. So we're somewhere between 18 and 20 degrees should be fine. Okay, so this should take around about 7 to 10 days to germinate. When it starts to germinate, we'll then show you the next stage in the process, because it's one of the real fine vegetables to grow. It's not easy to grow celery. So there's the lettuce now, which has been sown, covered and watered. They'll go off into the propagation area. So if you are interested in sowing other seeds and growing other crops, please leave a comment. You can subscribe to our channel. We are very much hands-on, naturally grown organic farmers. Bye for now.